Hello and welcome to the Kingdom YouTube channel. My name is Jacko. If you want to know more about me, check out my Twitter at Jacko_2026. This video is a little bit different than our normal ones. It's not a general explained video or a podcast or a dev update or a how to Adobe. This video is going to be part of a new series called Director's Cut, where we go over some of the videos and explain the process of making them, future projects involving the same subject, general feedback, answering comments, questions, whatever, you name it, it's basically being covered. As long as it's related to the video, it will be covered in these ones. As the name implies for the series, Director's Cut, it's like your traditional director's version of any film that you may watch. So there's going to be bonus content, and for today's video, we're going to be going over the One Piece video. While as of recording this, I'm currently redoing this video, and there will be a Redux version out very, very soon. I want to go over exactly the process of making this video. From here on out, I will try my best to review these videos and go over them with the person who voiced it. That way we not only get comments from me, the editor and community manager, but we also get some comments and reviews from the talents, people voicing the video. This video is voiced by Ivory. If you want to check out her Twitter, it's Ivor_Y. I'll link it in bio and you can see it on screen now. Anyways, let's begin the video. So we've had a lot of comments about the merge plug at the beginning, and I've answered it a few times. If it annoys you, I apologize, but as a channel that's just growing really, especially a channel under 1,000 subscribers, we can't become a part of YouTube's partner program, and so there's really no cash flow. While you might immediately think that there's an essence of greed in that, and that we are money hungry and annoyed that we can't get money, it's less so to do with that, very less so, and more to do with the fact that running a community, even early on this stage, if we want to continue and upgrade and improve the content that you watch, we need to have financial backing, financial support. That's why since day one we've had the Patreon and the Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi doesn't really work as much as I'd like it to, so that's why we only really promote the Patreon on Discord, Reddit, and in the YouTube videos, of course. I apologize if there seems to be an essence of greed, especially since a lot of comments say that it being the first opening thing that you see kind of dictates whether or not they're going to continue watching the video. For the future, I might change this. I've tried to experiment with other things, like having end cards where it shows off some of the recent designs. The only issue with that is that there's a lot of stuff already at the end of the videos, like the Patreon, the Twitter links, the imagery saying link in the description for all our research. So there's already a lot going on screen. And so rather than making it really clustered, I really am trying to work with a way that would work better for everyone involved. For people voicing it so they don't have to read a mouthful of stuff. To me when I'm editing it, and to you when you're watching it, it doesn't feel like it's a giant pile of random shit. Right. The video that we're watching now is a bit different than what you would get. The video that you guys end up getting was a version of this. And the reason why there was a change was because of a lot of issues with YouTube's copyright system. Whether that be music or videos or any part of the video, it got taken down and was unviewable by a lot of people. That's why you can see after the One Piece video, there was a significant change in what we do. And that's another area of criticism. A lot of people make comments about, why do you have these people, these other videos in the background? The voices are annoying, the music's annoying, I don't need all these excess stuff. Well, the issue is that YouTube's copyright system is very pinpoint accurate. In this video, I'll explain a little bit later on about a specific moment in the original edit of the video that ended up being more troublesome than I thought in regards to copyright. But it not only is it have to do with copyright issues and be able to just get the video to you, but it's also, I want to give back to the community. If I'm going to make a video about the subject, about this community, and then I'm also going to promote it on the Reddit, which I do because, once again, we're a very small channel, and there's really no way to grow a channel in 2021 at least without some outside help from a third party like Reddit. And if I'm expecting this community to give me good feedback and enjoy my video or just give me feedback in general, then I should be part of a give and take system. And so one of the ways that I try to give back is essentially promoting, quote unquote, videos by using them with proper credit. There's always a section at the top that explains who the YouTuber is. It's very clear. It's often above in the editing layer of photos in our own stuff. I try to make it as visible as possible. It's linked in the description and it's linked in the pinned comment. I want to spread out, so that way if someone watches the One Piece video, they can be like, all right, I can branch off and watch this other person's video about One Piece. They can keep the train going. And in my mind, that can create a very healthy circle for all of those involved. They go to their video, and then some people from that video jump back to me, back and forth, with all these different people. I want to be part of a give and take system. For the Drifters video, the Drifters Redux video recently, I went so far as well as the Astro video, Astro Lost in Space, I went over to the subreddits, and noticed that there was a significant lack of moderation, for a better word, and sought out to take up that position and try and improve those subreddits. So I try to be part of a give and take system with the community. I know it's not that clear when I'm doing it. Maybe it's a bit annoying still, but that's my reasoning for all this. Anyways, let's continue. So obviously the intro was one of the major issues when uploading the original cut, because it is blatantly the original OP, which stands for opening. And so there was a few ways that I could have gotten around it. I don't know. Originally, you notice that the editing has changed quite significantly. And I now do a smoother transition for stuff, and this was very cut and paste kind of. I did try quite a bit, but I hope you guys have noticed the change. I think Ivory did a fantastic job with this video. It was one of our early videos. It was actually the second in the Explained series, so there wasn't a lot for her to go off of. Even the little music in this section caused a copyright issue. So there you go. This is in under 2 minutes. We've already had 2 copyright issues that prohibited me from being able to show you this first cut. Nowadays, I tend to use eye catchers from my own making, using characters from the series, but when I was doing the Bebop and One Piece ones, I used the ones that were provided by the series. One comment that we got that I understand and have tried to work on more is the audio levels. Ivory's very quiet in this video. Nothing to blame her on. That would be my fault in editing. I had the full capacity to boost up her audio, and it would have made it much more clear to view, or listen to rather. I have to say this is one of the more fun videos in terms of research. Seeing all the process behind what happened with the 4Kids dub was very interesting. Seeing how it all went wrong was very fun as well. I'd also, before this video, never heard the Pirates rap, which for a One Piece fan might seem strange. While it might seem strange, I actually did not get a copyright issue for the Pirates rap. I'm assuming that is free market now. I don't know. You can see a lot of changes because the episode, it's just clips of the episode, which I guess is more traditional for these kind of videos, but it definitely screws around with the copyright system of YouTube quite a bit. And when I do the Redux version for this, expect that to change significantly.
In an interview from July 22nd of 2010 by ANNcast, the senior vice president of digital media for 4Kids Entertainment, Mark Kirk, revealed that 4Kids most likely acquired One Piece as a part of a package deal with other anime, and that the company did not screen the series before licensing it, as it contained a significant amount of imagery that made it inappropriate for the intended audience of children.
It's not fully true what was said. Like, they had a basic understanding of what the show was about, but the themes, or the rather the number of discussions, quote unquote discussions, in the series about stuff like liquor, guns, nudity, that was what they were unaware of. It wasn't that they were completely unaware of there being references to liquor and weaponry and blood and everything. That wasn't the case. The case was they're unaware of the amount. To me, that surprised me significantly, especially when I was doing the research. I thought it was very, very strange that was the case, considering it's a pirate show, and I'm certain that that would have been written in red ink when they were signing. And to me, liquor and weaponry comes hand in hand with pirates. But bear in mind, the show, when it was taken by 4Kids, like Pirates of the Caribbean and shit like that, wasn't that big. So, I don't know. I just think that whole era, really, when 4Kids kind of took over a bunch of little things. Like, they took over Evangelion at one point. Just seemed really strange that all these companies were just dipping their hands into this market that was kind of unknown for the Western viewership. Like, in terms of nowadays in 2021, it was kind of unknown. No one was really wanting to stick their pockets in a Japanese market for cartoons when there was supposedly no real audience in the Western market. And so, let's continue.
So, I mean, it sounds to me like the best way you could describe this was a poorly researched license.
I want to do this more and explain videos, give moments like these, but research like this specifically, it doesn't really exist with other series. Like Cowboy Bebop, for example, in the Redux version, I named quite a few interviews, and they weren't done in audio. It was all written up stuff, like at panels and stuff. So, like, this is kind of a one of a kind with the Anime News Network podcast that they had. And I'll remind you, in case you didn't see on screen, but that podcast episode was Kirk Up Your Ears, and it's linked in the description and pinned comment of that video.
To fit within the confines of what was acceptable in the medium that we had to deliver it in.
So this is another major copyright issue. I wanted to show the variation of what it looked like how everything was cut, because One Piece was cut to hell. Like, whoever was showing it had their own version of it. It was insane. And this one was YTV. And this, during the process of editing this, I was trying to figure out what I could do. So I messed around with the audio, didn't change anything. Video. Then I realized, the YTV logo, it's very blatant. Put a blur over that and kept the messed up audio. Wasn't good enough. So I blurred the video a little bit, kept the blur on the YTV logo, and had the audio edited, and YouTube's copyright system still detected it. So that's another reason why I don't use the episode format like we did in our first 2 videos in the explain videos now. YouTube just doesn't allow it. I think that there's no real, it's very jarring. There isn't a real fluidity. You get distracted when you're watching it. You're almost like, I just want to watch the show. I don't care what this person's saying. And, yeah, that's what we kind of want to do, is we kind of want to introduce you to a series and explain it to you, whether you're new or old to it, But we also want you to watch the video. So we want it to be engaging and interesting. We put the effort in. So anyways, let's continue.
In order to meet the law when it came to the deal,
Yeah, they edited it like crazy.
the company decided to edit it into a more child-oriented.
I believe that this is the 4Kids version,
to legally drop the license.
but that was streamed on YTV. I have to say, Funimation and Crunchyroll are crazy. In terms of how much shows and series that they've had to put on their shoulders essentially and carry for all these years, it's kind of crazy. They're powerhouses of the Western market for animation. I have to say, it's kind of crazy. Although they get a lot of hate, that I understand. Most of it I understand. I think that completely casting them aside is a bit strange, but whatever. This isn't that video.
Outside the award-winning and revolutionary manga and anime adaptation, the story and its characters have been made into 14 films, with only the 8th.
You can begin to see the transition effects being used in the showing off of those movies.
And later by Bandai Namco Entertainment. This isn't including the several games in which characters and settings from the show have made appearances in other games, such as Battle Station.
Yeah, and you can see the blurring and introduction of pictures and everything. Also, I thought that that tower and the cafe and restaurants and everything was super cool. I mean, it's not really available anymore, but God, I wish I went to when it was. And use the Anime Zone HD, because I couldn't find all the eye catchers I needed. This is another scene that was really, really annoying for some reason. This whole, from the start to the end, even with the whole depiction of the South Blue, East, all the blues, the red line, that whole thing got copyright. This whole section, there was an issue. I plan on making a video explaining specifically the One Piece world. So I think it's a very interesting world that, as someone who started the series not fully understanding like the whole principles of the blues, and having wished that I saw a video about it, I want to make it. I'm certain that the video exists already. Hell, I'm pretty sure I've even seen a video of someone explaining it on a chalkboard for Funimation or Crunchyroll. But I want to do it as well. It doesn't hurt to have more information. I can't recommend One Piece anymore, I think. It's a great series to watch. Although it's very, very intense and it requires a lot of time, it's worth it.
The original crew of the show, known as the Straw Hat Pirates, consisted of Roa Noa Zoro.
Oh, this is another part. The introduction of all the characters was a huge cover issue. And if you look at the final edit, the one that is public, you can see that there's a lot of weird cuts. So, like, halfway through a character saying something, it's cut. Maybe halfway through Ivory saying something, it's cut. There's a lot of weird transitions in the final cut. In the original cut, there's a different story. We try to have like a whole scene introducing that character and maybe someone saying their name. Nami was a different story. So I didn't want to spoil it too much. Also, One Piece was also the reason why we never use the first episode in any of the clips for any of the videos in the Explained series. Because no matter how, even if it was 10 seconds of the first episode, it got copyright claimed right away. So if you ever watch the Explained videos, there's very little spoilers. How I would even say there's none at all. Simply because there's nothing in the little clips you watch. There's just passing comments. It's not like we're explaining major plot points or anything. But the episodes are always listed, and they're always about less than 10 seconds long, so you can always skip them. So you can see on screen what the episode is, so you can be like, I haven't seen this episode, I'll skip ahead. But it's always episodes 2 through 6. We only ever do episodes 2 through 6. Maybe sometimes 7, but very rarely. I think for One Piece, we may have used clips from the 7th episode, but I do not remember if we did or not. Usually 6 episodes is enough to get clips from. In case you're wondering what my favorite series of all time is, it's Cowboy Bebop. I greatly enjoy that series. I would recommend that as well. Especially to those of you who are like not really interested in anime. It seems to be like Cowboy Bebop is a gateway for a lot of people. Because it's, especially if you're in the Western, if you live in the new world, the Western world, then for sure Cowboy Bebop is a good start. It has a lot of characters with easy to pronounce names. Not saying that the characters in One Piece are very hard to pronounce, though, keep that in mind, I did have issues pronouncing Luffy's name and pronouncing it Luffy. So, yeah, after One Piece, I started to make it so that when I gave scripts to the people voicing videos, I also gave a secondary version breaking down each word that I either thought was complicated or wasn't English, so like Japanese or Chinese or whatever. If you ever want to voice a video, let me know. You just got to be on the Discord and send me a DM, and I'll give you a script. That's how the videos work on this channel. We are a community channel, and we work together on this. I'm the editor and community manager and scriptwriter, but everything else, you guys are a part of. You're the talent.
Much like Cowboy Bebop, another animated show we covered in our first episode of this series, One Piece has an up-and-coming live-action series on Netflix that was announced on July 21st of 2017. While all 10 scripts have been written for the series, casting for the show only began in June of 2020.
Yeah, I wonder how that live action is coming along. Like I said, I'm writing a Redux version of the script. I'm not finished yet, but that'll probably be the video that's out after this one. Especially since it was started filming in Cape Town. I wonder how it's doing. There's going to be a lot more information for you guys in the Redux version, I promise.
You can find links to everything mentioned in both the description and pinned comment below. Thank you for watching. My name is Ivory, and if you want to know more about me, check out my Twitter at @ivor_.
This is the beginning of a new series. If the fluidity isn't up to my standards or to yours, make sure to leave a comment, like, dislike, whatever you please. If it's too fluid and it needs more structure, in the future I'll start scripting these. However, we'll see. Also in the future, it won't just be me talking in these videos. It will be those that voice videos as well. Sadly, this time I wasn't able to get Ivory to join me to make comments or reviews. But in the future, it'll be more like a podcast where we discuss the video, go over it, a few different aspects of the show. But this is just the groundwork for something new. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you want to support us, consider subscribing and or donating to our Patreon. It helps us both in expanding our audience, getting to more people in terms of subscribing, and the Patreon allows us to improve the content that you watch, as well as get more out to you. We do a video a week, but we'd like to increase that. Can't do it without your support. Anyways, you can find a link to the Patreon in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an excellent day.